everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of our Mutant Year Zero campaign. This is where we are playing Mutant Year Zero and having a good time. Yeah, I hope everybody's been enjoying the podcast, this series. If you are, I'm going to tell you to hit the like button down below, and also please consider subscribing if you are a fan of actual plays. We do all sorts of actual plays on this channel, and we have a lot of fun. Let me go around and introduce the players and tell you a little bit about who they are, and we'll kind of give you a little recap as to what happened in episode 4. Then we'll get right to it. We'll start right to my. I forget that it's set up a little bit differently on this back end than it is on the broadcast. So let me just double check the broadcast screen here just for a second. Let's just start with Josh Melville, aka Halloweenville on YouTube. Josh.
Yes.
Thanks for being part of episode 5.
Always.
And yeah, let's we want to tell folks a little bit about your character and who he is.
I play Peyton Westlake. I am a insectoid type mutant. And I'm kind of a wheeling, dealing, sly, get whatever you need kind of guy.
Nice.
And I'm not very strong, so I've got to rely on my wits and my mouth to, get me through things.
Excellent. And next to Josh is the one and only, the GM of the Lands of Alair actual play series on Freakopolis, Ian Rollins, aka Zakirin the Stalker.
How's it going, Doug?
Ian, thanks again for coming on and being part of this series.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm always happy to play my Wednesdays away with you guys. So this should be exciting, especially given the antics we got into last time. So yeah, I'm playing Zakirin the Stalker. Also a little bit of an insectoid. I have insect wings that I am reluctant to use, though growing more and more reliant on, as Zakirin finds himself far deeper in the zone than he ever even imagined going, already on quite the adventure. So I'm excited to hopefully come out of it alive. I mean, capturing a robot is that's a step up.
Your stalker status is going to go way through the roof after
that.
Yeah.
As long as I hopefully not like posthumously.
Maybe. And then after a 1-month hiatus, back our gearhead, our resident gearhead, Hadron, aka Wilmon.
Hey y'all.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
I was worried that you weren't going to come back.
Oh no. Why would you think that? But thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Hadron's been a blast to play, so he's a little bit OCD, a little maybe also a little bit of a closet pyro, likes to set things on fire, maybe. And definitely
you're supposed to role play, right?
Oh, role play. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I got this all wrong. Yeah, anyway, fun guy, kind of quiet, but deadly with a wrench. Yeah.
Now you, before we went live, you mentioned that you did listen to the episode from last week, so you kind of know where Hadron's at this point. So it'll be interesting to see, how you get out of that situation.
Yeah, he's in kind of a bad spot right now.
Yeah, he is definitely. And last but not least, our resident dog handler, the guy that is just totally scared off Hurricane Dorian in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Zach, aka Tadpole. Zach, we were worried you weren't going to be able to make it this episode.
I was worried I wasn't going to be able to make it this episode, but
yeah,
been clear skies and beautiful weather all day. Highs in the evening. So
well, I'm glad that the storm has bypassed you. Of course, it did hit the the Bahamas, which is really sad to see all the devastation and everything, and we hope everybody is okay there. But we're glad that you and your family are very safe and sound in where you are, because it was probably a very scary few days there for a while.
There were a scary few days. I appreciate it.
So, you want to tell us a little bit about Tadpole before we give the little recap of where we left off?
Tadpole is a dog handler. Like, it seems like second and third most from just stirring the poop pot recently with his brain antics. So I've been trying to give Doug as much of a run for his money as I can with my abilities. So
yeah, no, I like it. I like it. You keeping me on my toes. I think I told you that after the end of last episode, after we went off the air, and I really appreciated it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It definitely threw a wrench in some of my plans, which is always good.
I'll see what I can do for more.
I fear to admit that Tadpole's telepathy just has a few more creative uses than insect wings or mandibles. He has thrown some crazy swings into this game, all in all.
Absolutely.
I've loved it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. All right, so let's get right back to our recap. Last week you went out into the zone, followed. You were guided by. Who was it? Was it? Forget the dog.
Melville.
Oh, yes.
Melville was there with you, and so was
Errol.
So,
and Lemmy.
Lemmy got somehow roped into that. I'm trying to think of it. Was it Jupiter or Armstrong that brought you? I can't remember which. There was one dog that survived. Oh no! There wasn't a dog that survived. There was one dog that survived. One dog that passed away.
Mhm.
And you went out to take a look and see what was going on. You encountered a couple things. It took you a couple days to get out to the point where you noticed something really, really kind of strange and odd and metallic. And it was one of those big robots. I like to tell folks, I think I described it as kind of like a rather large, the short circuit robot from the 80s short circuit movie.
Yes.
So it looked like that. It was heavily armed, literally, and with weapons as well. And you kind of dismantled it, and you captured it. And the last I knew, you guys were going to bring it back to the animal towers.
Yes.
That was the plan.
Okay.
Using Errol's strength.
Okay.
However, he was hit pretty bad.
He was hit pretty bad. I will tell you that he was hit pretty bad. He's still on the mend. It's going to take a few days to get back to the animal towers. If that's definitely what you want to do. Because you're injured, B, you're lugging this big robot with you, and it's gonna take a few days to get back there. So if that's definitely something that you want to do, I'll give you back all your health points. But you'll have to take 2 grub and 2 water supply to get back there, and you'll get back to the towers at night on, we'll say, day 3, pretty much.
Leaving me with all of 0 grub.
Yeah, me
after
too.
all that. So
I got you, Zakirin.
How do
come on? I always
Nathan,
get a few extra.
How do you even do it?
Oh yeah, I got a few extra right here. How many do you need?
Give me another 2 and I'll be able to make it back home.
You got it.
So you go back through the zones that you came through, knowing everything to avoid and everything to watch out for. So we'll say that you made it back to the animal towers without any incidents.
Those zone rats and zone ghouls and stuff were pretty unsettling. So
they were, yeah. But you pretty much you knew the safe points along the way. So you kind of kept from interacting with them.
But we don't get the TV or anything cool like that.
You don't. You bypass that. So
Forget the TV. Look at this thing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hadron's going to have a fit.
I'm hoping Hadron will be okay.
I mean, so you get back to the landing there where the animal towers are, and it's late at night.
Give a big whistle.
You give a big whistle?
Yeah.
Okay. As you do, one of the bear guardians lifts up this torch and looks down and yells, "Who goes there?"
It's the search party coming back. We've got something for you.
And Arrow says, "Send a car down."
I will always love his voice.
Yeah.
And you see the bear guard turn around, and as soon as he heard that it was Arrow, he definitely moves a little bit faster. And you see from up the top, you see the minivan, the Volkswagen Bug cart that they use to transport slowly comes down, and there's a chimpanzee in it. And this would be, of course, you recognize him as Archimedes. He's definitely the the second in command to Tesla. He's probably the more military minded of the alphas. Archimedes definitely looks cautious as he gets out of the little shuttle thing that they have rigged up, and comes over to you all. What did you find out there?
Take a look. We brought back one of these machines. We took it down. It was a tough fight, but we disabled its weapons.
He starts as you're talking to him. He slowly kind of walks around it, and kind of pokes it with the tip of his gun. He's got a rifle thing, and he kind of pokes it just to see if it reacts or anything.
We beat it up pretty well, but we're thinking maybe our tech head could pull something from it or figure out the weakness or something, because this is just one example of many. And as you can see, even your alphas had to put up a pretty big fight to take it down.
Arrow was hero.
He was. He absolutely was.
And Archimedes looks at Arrow and looks at the robot, looks at you all. You said there are many of these?
The way the zones are moving. Tadpole, tell him what you saw.
That's the one thing we didn't say is my voice is going back.
Oh,
so
yeah.
voice. But that we saw a herd of a river of rats, huge zone rats, running, squealing, just mere feet from us. They seem to be running away from an unknown force that we didn't dare explore.
Would it be? Do you think it was more of these robots?
I mean, when I saw it, I wanted to run away screaming, so possibly.
Yes.
And you sure your friend can do something to give us some sort of strategic advantage by looking at this creature?
It's what he does. He's good with this kind of tech stuff.
You are smart, and Tesla is smart, no doubt, smarter than any of us here. But when it comes to things like this, somehow he works a magic. It's part of part of what he is.
What? Are you sure this thing is deactivated?
It's been inert all the way here, but no reason to take your eye off it.
Well, let's bring it up.
I was going to say, if you have change or anything you want to make it more secure with, but I believe, didn't we dismantle one of the arms or something?
Yeah, it doesn't have. I know one of the treads is dismantled,
Right.
and I think you ripped both of its arms off at one.
So I
We
can
need
wave
this
one of the
out,
broken
right?
arms and be like, "See, its limb is broken."
I'm trying to remember like how you definitely injured it.
We definitely targeted those treads quite a bit,
Yeah.
and then the mandibles tore into some wiring and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
on the back of the laser thing.
yeah, some pretty serious internal damage too.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll say it's pretty much out of commission. So yeah, Archimedes says let's bring it up and have your friend take a look at it.
I look to Lemmy.
Let me just he looks very disgusted at this point. That how can you even how could you even consider like the opinion of these people? So Errol takes one half of the robot and starts bringing it bringing it over to the van. Archimedes comes over and picks up one part of it as well. Is anybody else going to help?
I'm still feeling pretty busted up.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm a little bruised, but I think I can manage to help assist.
Okay.
I'm feeling pretty vigilant after all the action.
So Melville also comes around and helps you helps with the second half of this gigantic robot, and they all as in unison you lift the robot up on top of the roof of the Volkswagen Bug as it pretty much to bring it to the top of the towers, and you guys get to the top of the animal towers.
What is the current scene?
The current scene is pretty chaotic. A lot of the animals have found out that you have returned. The lizard folk are very surprised that you've returned. They thought for sure that you didn't that you wouldn't have made it.
Does it look like the chimps have kept decent order without all the alphas, or is the place like kind of wrecked?
I think Tesla's done pretty good considering. It's probably not as well run as it usually is, but I think everybody kind of respects Tesla enough so that it hasn't broken out into mass chaos. I think if you had been out any longer, I think there probably would have been some other.
Good. Everything we said came true. Everything we promised worked out.
The news has spread that you've brought one of these metallic beasts with you, and everyone is very very scared, but very curious as to what it looks like.
More pressingly, is Hadron around?
Hadron is nowhere to be seen.
Oh.
Tesla, can you bring forth Hadron so he could take a look at this?
Tesla comes over and tells Hadron's in fan jail. So Tesla comes over and eyeballs Lemmy. Looks everybody over. Everyone is still okay.
We're a little beat up. I mean, this thing wasn't easy to take down, but you can see we're standing here.
Lemmy definitely pipes up and says, "Well, they almost killed me multiple times."
Lemmy, you were fine. Lemmy did not get himself involved in any kind of strenuous activity. He stayed hidden during the entire. He didn't help us out, not one lick.
Tesla just kind of smirks and kind of pretty much
Agrees.
assumed that was probably what was going to happen. And he motions to Lemmy and tells him to come over here. And you see him kind of talk to Lemmy, and Lemmy's like, and Tesla looks at him real sternly and kind of gives him a scowl. And finally, Lemmy kind of realizes that he's not going to win this fight, and so he walks over to where the lizard population lives, and you see him disappear into one of the buildings. Tesla readdresses you and says, "Your friend will be with you shortly."
Okay. You mind if we rest up, get a little food or something? It was a long journey.
Absolutely. Let me let me take you to my throne room, and you can have all that you want to eat, and we will make sure that you are well rested. And he brings you into that room that they usually where all the alphas hang out.
Right.
So yeah, go ahead, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna extend that scene, but if you want to move it, you can.
No, go for it.
Okay, so as we're moving our way towards the throne room, I'll turn towards Peyton and I'll go. Listen, we've done much for these people at this point, and if this pans out, we're going to need them to promise beforehand that we're going to work together in the end and not war with each other. I can see that this isn't going to be an easy relationship to maintain between our peoples, the Ark and us, but well, it seems like it would be beneficial. They seem like good people.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we have the trust of the Ape Clan and the Bear Clan. It's the
dogs will work with us.
Right. It's the those reptiles. Oh.
Yes.
Those
Do you just not like them because you're a bug? Is that?
No, they're just so shifty. I mean, maybe I got something against them, I don't know.
Anyway, when it comes time to do the talking and seal the deal, you know that you're the one to do it, and I think Tesla is going to be the recipient of your demands.
I think we've earned a lot of respect by doing the job and doing it right, and nobody dying, especially Tweedledee over there.
Yes.
Yeah, and we also had someone steal from their sacred totem.
Yeah, and
yes, but I kind of covered that. Oh, let's not bring that up in front of anyone. I mean, it was an accident. He didn't know.
Let's just make sure they don't bring him out on the wheel for the meeting.
This is true. Well, he can't be attached to the wheel to look at the robot. So, fingers crossed that it doesn't bring it out.
So on that note, we're going to cut over to cut over to Hadron. Hadron, you're in this like cage area in the reptiles, the place where they stay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really all that nice there.
Do they have a couple of cages here?
No, they just have one really big cage
Oh, okay.
because they don't usually put a whole lot of folks in. It's very rare that they have somebody in their prison. There are a couple lizard guards there, and of course, next to the cage is of course the Wheel of Fortune.
Did you read any particularly fun ones while you're in there, Hadron?
Does that really need to be here?
Wheel of Fortune. It does have to be here. This is how we implement our justice system.
And can you please fold up that blanket over there? It needs to be folded.
He's trying to tell us how we should have our house.
It's just wad it up. Just wad it up.
I wish we could just play Wheel of Fortune with this guy and get him out of here. It's driving me crazy. And as that comes out of his mouth, the door opens and in walks Lemmy. And the two guards, the one guard's name is Denver, and the other one's name is Dolly. And Denver pipes up and he says, "Lemmy, are you here so that we can play Wheel of Fortune?" And Lemmy goes, "No, unfortunately not." And he kind of eyeballs Hadron. "I was ordered to bring this thief to Tesla." And so Denver hands Lemmy the key to the cell and unlocks. Lemmy really kind of snidely unlocks the door, creaks it open, and just kind of sneers at you. "Come with me."
Oh, okay. Can I reach the blanket on my way by?
Sure.
Awesome. I'm gonna grab it, start folding it.
Are you trying to steal from us again? Yet again? All right. So.
You guys are slobs.
No, we're lizards.
Same thing, I guess.
Trash lizard.
So as he escorts you out of the door of their living quarters, he looks over at Denver and kind of gives him a quick nod and looks at Dolly, makes eye contact with Dolly, and gives him gives Dolly, which is a guy as well, gives him a quick nod, and they both give a quick nod back. Since you were in front of them, you kind of see this out of the corner of your eye.
What was that? What was that? What are you doing? What's that? What's that?
That is how we pay our respects to one another, unlike your kind who are inconsiderate and thieves. We have a system in place for each other. We respect one another.
Uh-huh. So that's what that is.
That's right.
That's weird.
Yes, I can't wait for the day that we play Wheel of Fortune with you.
Yeah, I can wait.
Somehow a gratuitously ominous phrase in this universe. Like normally that just like, oh, wow, that would be pretty cool, man.
That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'd love to play Wheel of Fortune. I wonder what I'd win.
Yeah. This is just like
so let me escort you through the bridge. Everybody kind of whispers as you're walking through. Everybody's like, "What's he doing out here? He stole from us. What? Why are they bringing him out? Are we playing Wheel of Fortune? What? Where's the fan? Where's the wheel? What's going on?" And still on top of you walk past the Volkswagen shuttle thing, and you can see the giant robot that's still on top of the shuttle that they haven't brought down just yet. And let me escort you into the room with your fellow party members and the other alphas.
Hi guys.
Hadron,
Hi.
it's good to see
Hadron.
you. Okay.
Let me then walks over and takes his seat where his alpha seat is, and just starts eating some maybe he's got like some fruit or something that he's eating there.
Brooding.
So
Yeah.
to make up for the misunderstanding of Hadron, he didn't mean to steal the piece. He is
No,
going
I just needed it. I needed it.
He's going to look over the robot and give you the diagnostics and maybe hopefully find a weakness so that we may be able to work together to take these down.
Oh, you didn't want me to turn the robot back on?
I would not recommend that right now at this time until we know for sure that its functions have, because it was a battle to take it down. I mean, I did have to chew through some of the wires to disable the laser. I'm really sorry.
Ooh.
Arrow was hero.
Arrow was amazing. We did.
Hi, Arrow.
Hey, good to see you again, little buddy.
Yeah.
So if we could get this down, some of you who are stronger could help us out. That'd be great.
Arrow will help. And he immediately busts out of the hall and goes immediately to the. Hey you, come. We're taking the robot off for the shuttle.
All right, let's move it into some good lighting for Hadron here, and take it away.
And you see three bears, one of which is of course Errol, and they immediately they take the robot off the little Volkswagen bug shuttle thing and lay it. Where do you want them to put it, Hadron? Do you want them to leave it in the middle of the middle tower where everybody can see it? Do you want them to bring it into the alpha tent? Where would you like them to put it?
Oh, no, someplace quiet. Someplace, yes.
Because as they are taking the robot down, of course, all of the other animal mutants are abuzz with excitement because they're very excited to see what's going to happen, but very, very cautious because they know that this is something big. So they're going to bring it into the alpha room there, and takes up pretty much the majority of the space though that the alphas have there. And Tesla will say, Hadron,
Yes.
What else can we provide to assist you?
I could use that part that you guys took from me.
And he immediately goes outside and comes back and hands you the part that you took.
Oh, thank you. That'll be very helpful.
I just shake my head at Peyton like, now it makes sense.
He got it anyway.
Yeah.
Please be careful with the piece of our sacred totem.
Oh, of course.
How is the totem these days?
The totem is, you can see that someone has tried to
It's like propped up with
Re-
2x4s and stuff.
Someone's tried to start resurrecting it back up again, but it's not anywhere close to what it was before.
You guys
Boo
Boo hoo!
Yeah.
Robot invasion being usurped here.
So what does Hadron want to do?
Well, he's gonna check over this thing for sure. He's fascinated by it, just even the concept of it. The fact that this thing seemed to move and work on its own. But I think he will use a little bit of caution, based on, what he heard from Peyton and from Zakirin, of course, right?
Mhm.
And not try and turn it back on. Maybe
Okay.
look for, make sure there's not any like, if something like this is truly dangerous, then perhaps it might be set to explode. So we'll keep an eye out for that sort of thing, and see what we can figure out.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you want to give me a roll for some sort of I don't know, observation or
So I have comprehend might be good, and then I've
yeah,
got jury rig, of course, which kind of works for,
for
thing.
fixing him up.
yeah.
Totally
So-
up to you, whichever you want to roll.
Let's
sounds
go with
comprehendy.
Let's go with the comprehend for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably a safer choice.
Okay.
Take a look. Ooh, boy, I didn't get anything. I'm gonna push it.
hmm
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's 2 successes and 1 failure.
Okay. So you're gonna take a mutant point, and you look around and you kind of scrape some of the this, I don't know what we want to call it, some of the scar. Like, you can definitely tell it's been burned on some parts, and you've kind of scraped up against some of it, and underneath that you saw the numbers 5 and then KFC.
Chicken robot. Got it.
So yeah, that's
Hey, has anyone seen these words, this lettering before? You know what this means? Do you know what this means?
Don't have a clue. We're hoping you would.
Oh, what about Tesla? Is Tesla here? Does Tesla know?
Tesla comes over.
Tesla's smart.
Yeah, Tesla comes over and takes one of his hands and kind of, feels across the numbers as and says, "This looks like the writings of our captors."
Your captors?
Yes.
Who are they?
They were we called them the Watchers.
The Watchers.
They always watched us.
Hmm.
But we escaped. It was a great battle. These markings look very similar to what the Watchers had for markings.
What did the Watchers look like?
I was just going to ask that. Great minds think alike.
Mm, The Watchers stayed hidden a lot. But every once in a while, you would catch glimpses of some of them,
Mhm.
and a lot of times they had this type of writing on them.
But you do not know what it stands for.
No, I do not.
Based on what I've seen, killer freaking contraption.
Is there does it look like there's any anything we could salvage from this robot that would be worthwhile? Like, could we take some pieces of it off and make something good out of it?
Yeah, you could.
We don't want
You could. I mean, it's pretty beat up, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you can figure out something to salvage out of it, I'll give you some sort of jury rig roll, and you can take. If you can tell me something that you want to take off of it.
Well, it had a laser thing. He'd shoot through the wires. Maybe I could take that off and try and make it, into a
Sure.
weapon that
Sure.
somebody could use.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Give me a roll for that.
I'm gonna whip out the wrench of destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
I'm gonna
nice.
give this a real go here.
Okay.
I'm gonna push that. How does it not get better than that? Okay. So the wrench of destiny loses a point.
Ugh.
Okay.
And that is 3 successes and 1 failure.
Okay. So you are able to dismantle the laser off of the robot. It's still not working because all the wiring is chewed up.
Mhm.
But as you are dismantling it, the robot all of a sudden starts to reboot and come alive.
Oh.
Do we still have
Hey,
a chain down?
Can we turn this thing
and-
off?
Immediately, Lemmy says, "See, I knew it was a trap. They're here. They're
No.
just here to kill. They just wanted to bring it back to kill
No.
us."
No, you kept me in a room with unmade bedding. This thing is not my fault.
And
Oh.
as that transpires, the robot twitches just real quickly and says, "Systems malfunctioning. Reboot imminent. Scan for hostile life forms." And it starts to you see this big red, like really large, kind of like a
The laser.
like a laser, yeah, the laser thing, and it starts to scan.
Where is the laser emitting from?
It's emitting from its head.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my revolver and shoot that before the laser can come down on us.
Okay.
No hostiles detected if you can't detect anything.
Okay.
And I'm a pretty good shot, and I got a sweet revolver. So
That's right.
all those things in combination should make for more successes than that. Come on. Okay, so yeah, I'll push that. Okay, all right, 3 successes and a mutant point,
All right.
and that's 2 damage. The revolver. So
Okay.
yeah.
So it definitely explodes the sensor in his eye, and stops scanning the room.
Well, there's a weak point right there. So I'm going to start taking notes. Okay. Red eye thingy. Got it.
So
I'm gonna try to.
when it takes the shot to the eye, it definitely jolts back and forth a little bit, because it definitely didn't like that very much. Yes, go ahead.
I don't know if this is gonna burn one of my mutant points, but I'm gonna try it. I want to try to read its mind. I don't know if that'll work. I don't know if it's bioorganic or not. I don't care. I'm trying.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it doesn't.
concentrating real hard. You can say no. That's not gonna hurt my
Yeah,
feelings.
no, I'm gonna say you can't.
Okay.
Just because it's robotic. If it were anything else, then if it were some
If
sort
it
of
had like a living brain inside of it.
yeah.
That was worth a shot.
No, I appreciate that. That's good. I like it.
So it sounded like a good idea in the beginning to shoot that sensor, but a gunshot from inside the Alpha tent probably isn't a particularly reassuring noise
Oh yeah, no,
for everyone outside.
it definitely alerted the folks outside, and all of the animals definitely are now outside screaming what's going on, and you can definitely tell the reptile clan is immediately in the alpha room and wants to know who shot who. Um, they immediately walk in and they start looking around, thinking that yeah, this definitely wasn't what they thought had happened. And they all kind of look at Lemmy, and Lemmy kind of shakes his head and motions for them to go back.
Dismisses them.
Yeah.
How'd the robot react to that?
The robot definitely was glitching, definitely kind of shaken, and says all of a sudden it says reboot complete. Systems critical. Please go to maintenance for repair.
It's too bad you couldn't ask it where maintenance was.
And you can
Could
see-
we follow it to maintenance? Can it make it there?
Ooh, we would have to plan that out, though.
And you
Yes.
can definitely tell its treads are starting to roll, but it definitely stops every once in a while.
Could we
I
figure
was
out
gonna
how
say,
to
didn't we
shut
disable
it
one of
down
its
in the
threads?
meantime or something?
we
Yeah.
did.
What was that, Will?
Could we figure out how to maybe shut it down in the meantime or something?
Shut the treads down or shut the robot
Just
down?
The robot or the treads, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. You could give me some sort of roll.
Zakir cocks back the revolver and he goes, the reliable way to shut it down is to shoot it a few times.
That's 2 successes.
Ooh.
Yeah. You definitely you realize that you reconnected some sort of power that was disconnected earlier, and all of a sudden it says it stops mid-sentence and says must go back to Hugen, and it just stops.
Mm.
Okay, let's make note of that and where that.
I'm not gonna connect that wire
Yeah.
again. Sorry,
Okay, so which wire was that? That one there?
it's that one.
Okay. All right, so I'm making note of that wire.
Did you get a sweet laser gun out of the deal at least?
Well, we got it off. I might be able to make it work, fix it. I don't know.
Very cool.
Yeah, we could try.
What are the alphas doing?
The alphas are all very they're very scared, and they're very cautious. Even at this point, Tesla is he's not sure whether or not he made the right decision letting you guys yes Tadpole.
I've got 2 mutation points that are just burning a
Sure.
hole.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Lemmy and Tesla both think that we are the best chance of fighting these robots.
Lemmy and Tesla?
Lemmy
Wow.
and Tesla.
And okay. Yeah, Lemmy thinks for a minute and says, Tesla, we should send these folks back out to fight if these creatures, if there are more of them. I think our survival depends on it. Tesla then pauses for a moment, looks at Lemmy. Usually he likes to, he usually just writes him off, but he thinks for a moment. It says, "You know, Lemmy, I was thinking probably the same thing. I think I think they are going to have to be the ones to fight off these monsters."
Tadpole nudges Peyton like right in the side. Just,
Hmm.
You know, we can follow this thing back to wherever maintenance is cautiously and see if we can't infiltrate. I mean, if it's got a home base where it's coming from, um, but we're going to need supplies. We're going to need. I mean, my guys need to be suited up, and probably could use a few extra paws here or there.
Mm. What do you suggest? I'm sure that we can provide you an army of sorts.
I look to Peyton and I go, my friend, this tier of expedition, it's going to need more serious firepower than this. More than just bullets. We might need explosives, and beyond that, make sure they know if we're successful and we're the ones who did this, then they owe us, and they owe our ark.
Yes. So before we commit to such a strenuous, possibly life-destroying mission, should we succeed? Upon succeeding, we would like to be. Let's see. How could I put this? You would be in our debt,
Oh, absolutely.
but instead of being indebted to us, we would like your allegiance, your alliance to aid us in, our arc, helping each other out. I really want to form this alliance, and if this works and we can bond together, it'd be great for both arcs.
Do all of your people think and act as you?
I will be honest. Not everyone thinks and acts like me, but our higher up leader has sent us on this mission to combine forces with your arc so that we can defeat these. And we're doing it already. We're doing it right now. I mean, look at the we already took the first step by going out. We took Errol and Melville, and we succeeded. That was a successful mission, you would say, right?
Yes, you survived.
It was our people together.
Not only did we survive, but we reconned the area. We also brought back evidence of the enemy for analysis. We've now analyzed that with Hadron's help, and now we know some weaknesses. We've taken it down personally, so we know that we can do it together. But fighting this individually or trying to take these on, I mean, imagine if there were 10 or 15 of these things. If one can, almost beat us down, imagine how many would it take to take down this place, your safe haven. So I'm asking for an alliance beyond this should we succeed in our mission.
So you speak for your alpha?
Yes. The human. Our elder. What was his name?
Elder. Hmm.
Yes, the creator. We're doing this for the creator.
Yes. I can see how an alliance would be beneficial. You provide us protection.
Yes.
We provide our knowledge. Maybe we can coexist if your people are also like yourselves.
Protection, knowledge, and sharing resources.
Hmm.
I mean that's community. That's what community is all about. So, I mean, in a sense, we would become more civilized in a manner of speaking.
Do you think that others of your arc would help fight?
I think if we show them what we've done, not just here today, but what we're about to do and do it together, we can show the majority of them. There's going to be some that we're going to have to deal with, and maybe even allow the reptiles to deal out some Wheel of Fortune to those who just
Lemmy definitely, you say Wheel of Fortune, he perks up.
So, I know me and Lemmy haven't gotten along, and he kind of distrusts us a little bit. But I'm hoping by showing signs of faith and how far we've come. We've came here. We've tried to help Callisto, and we got her out of a bad situation. Everywhere we go, there's going to be bad people we're going to have to deal with.
Yes.
Every arc we come across that's out there, that's stranded, that's suffering, there's going to be ones who are going to do the wrong thing. We can at least set an example by doing the right thing.
I agree. I think we can form an alliance as long as you give your word that you will help fight back these robotic monsters.
I pledge my word right here and now. Zakirin,
Absolutely.
Hadron.
I mean, unless we could teach them to fight for us, but yeah.
Tadpole.
I'm with you.
We're all pledging our loyalty to you right now.
Hadron, Tesla looks at Hadron and says, "Do you think you can engineer a weapon to take down more of these?"
This laser thing might maybe work. I don't know, really.
What-
I'd have to work on it some more. Maybe have a little more time with better tools.
Let me have the let me have the wolves show you to their quarters. They would have more materials and more tools for you to work with.
Oh, I'd like that.
Melville steps up and bows and motions you to follow him to their quarters.
Zakirin will step before the alphas, including Tesla, and he'll go. Peyton is more concerned with quartermastering and Hadron with tinkering. And Tadpole, I've never truly known, but me, I'm certain for this particular expedition, we're going to need something bigger than bullets, something bigger than lasers, and I happen to remember you having quite a weapon for the bears to use. Perhaps if we could take some of those capsules, the cartridges or whatever you use for fuel, refit them into traps, we'd have a chance.
Errol says, You want the flamethrowers?
The fuel for the flamethrowers. I fear the flamethrowers wouldn't hurt their metal bodies, but maybe we could collapse whatever tunnels they're coming from or whatever building they get repaired in.
Well, maybe not those specific flamethrowers, but do you guys have any backup spares or parts that maybe Hadron could use to make one? Well, what's the armory looking like on this end?
They have a lot of, rusted. Tesla explains that they have a lot of rusted guns and knives, few rifles. Nothing extraordinary, but they do have one extra tank for the flamethrower that they're really hesitant to give you because that's the only
It's their defense against the jellies.
That's their defense against anything aerial. So that's going to probably require a roll of some sort of for them to give that up.
I was wondering, either Hadron or Zakirin, probably Zakirin would. Can you make explosives like by taking some ammunition and taking it apart, taking the powder out, putting it into a container of sorts, maybe making some sort of homemade wick?
Yeah, no, I could give it a go.
I mean, this way, I know they're hesitant to give up their fuel source, and they got to protect this area themselves. So we got to leave them with something. I'm thinking that if we can manage to use the little resources that we have here, and what we've already got, and then if Hadron can complete that laser, either before we leave or on the way there, then
we'll have to see what we can make, but I fear if we underdo it on this one and we walk away with a legion of robots at our back, freshly repaired, there's going to be a little we can do about it. Still, I believe you.
I know this is like the scariest thing we'll probably ever do in our lives.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of fun.
You would be enjoying yourself because you know that wherever this thing leads us to is going to be some really cool tech.
So, I suppose, Hadron works on the laser. Zakirin will try and get some sort of explosive put together.
The Tesla will hand over some gunpowder.
Sure.
Some bullets, I guess, and you can do
the best I can with that.
Give me some sort of jury rig roll.
I don't specifically have that.
You gotta have some sort of like base.
So pretty much either make it wits or agility. I figure.
Yeah. Why don't you give me some sort of wits roll?
Wits, okay. I'll push that. Ooh. One success.
So you were able to craft one, pretty, not huge, but decent size explosive device.
All right.
Yeah, it'd probably blow up a good.
That's going to be one of those, like, You save it for the right moment.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I fear I'm not going to be able to take down any support structures or anything with it. It'll just make for one big hit against a robot.
Exactly.
Tadpole,
Better than nothing.
do you need anything before we go on this journey? Like, what is your request?
Food, ammo,
Food, ammo.
water.
Okay.
Tesla hands over whatever you think you need. Tesla also offers your choice of any of his of any of the folks that you want to go with you. So feel free to. He's pretty much says, if there's anyone here that you think would be an asset.
Well, we've worked with Arrow and Melville before.
Errol's Bear Guard seem to be some of your most valorous people.
Callisto would be good.
Arrow is happy to go fight with friends. And he also brings in Bogart and Garbo
Yes.
and Bergman. They are his faithful guards for the top of the tower, and they already my Arrow's friends also help.
We are honored to fight at your side.
And I think we should grab Melville and a couple of other dog scouts.
So Melville and what did we say? Callisto.
Okay.
Callisto and which one survived the? Yeah, he's still kind of injured. So
yeah,
he definitely says, make sure to avenge them for me. And Aldrin comes in and says, I will fight and avenge those who we've lost. So you've got a couple more dogs that also step up and all in all, you've probably got a good 20 animals that want to help you with your.
Okay.
We'll take Lemmy as a shield.
Let me. I'm not going out there again.
That's okay. We don't need you.
But I will send one of my trusted second in commands.
Is it Denver or Dolly?
And I'm trying to remember. I did have another name for.
Who was originally supposed to go out?
Yeah. Who was he?
I'm trying to see here.
Remy.
We'll say it's Nelson. We'll say Nelson. Nelson. He kind of pushes Nelson up front and says, Nelson will be glad to give his services to your cause.
What's Nelson got? What's he got on? A stick?
Nelson basically doesn't really have too much. He's got like this old it looks like this tattered vest that he's wearing. It looks like it was made out of a sack. He just kind of looks around, and he's got you can definitely tell he's got some sort of knife that's sheathed on his side. But yeah, he's
well armed.
You can definitely tell he's not all that excited to go out with you guys, though.
Hope you know how to use that thing. And as we like distribute rations and things like that, I'll make sure that he gets a fair share of rations. Now these are yours. No one else's. You can't take anyone else's, and we're not going to hand feed you. Sorry.
I do know a particular basement with some very good-looking puddles of water. Show you the way.
Some of the ape faction comes up and says, you can have some of our finest warriors as well.
Okay.
And Newton and Einstein and Oppenheimer here have these noble warriors.
You are very kind, and your people very courageous. So we command a force of 20.
You have a good force of 20 that have coming in. It's you 5 or you 4 mutants and about 20 animals.
New plan.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the Ark. Kill Marlowe. Take control with our new army. No, that would be evil.
After.
Yeah, later.
Nothing to go wrong here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I want to slap her around a little bit after too. So
I was going to say a rather bold statement to speak for everyone back at the Ark.
that's kind of what I was getting at. I was like, wow. I'm like, he's making some bold claims, but hey, I'm gonna let him run with it. See what happens.
if it works, it's
So
what I do.
yeah, exactly. Hadron, how are you making out with that laser? With that laser gun?
That is a good question.
Do you want to give me some sort of roll for that to see if?
Yeah. Are there any like tools around I could use or anything?
Yeah, there's some socket wrenches. Of course, the wolves and the dog clan, they don't really know what to do with these things because they don't have opposable thumbs.
Mhm.
So they're just kind of, they know that they're important, but these tools are important, but they've never really been able to use them. So go ahead and why don't you? Yeah, you pick up some wrenches and some, maybe a welding, something that welds some of the connections back together. Give me some sort of roll for jury rig.
All right. Well, that's one success unpushed.
Okay. You want to push it, or you want to just keep it like that?
I don't know. What do I want to do?
Totally up to you. I will say, if you leave it the way it is, it's still not going to be fully operational. It will come on. You'll see it kind of some of the power has restored to it, but it's definitely not firing at this point. So maybe if you tinker with it later on, it might become operational if you work on it a little bit harder.
Well, I went ahead and pushed it.
All right.
And it's quite a lot of dice for this skill for Hadron.
Yep.
So that is going to turn into 4 successes, a gear failure, and 2 other failures.
So basically you have okay. So
and now he wants to light something on fire so bad.
So we'll say that you turned it on, and you made it operational at one point, but then you were fixing it so much that you thought you could fix it even further, and it kind of it ruined all the progress that you had made. And you broke some of the tools that along the way, because you were just kind of cranking on that, trying to connect that laser back together.
Overexcited.
Yeah. So you flew too close to the sun on that one.
Right,
This
but
technology is frustrating.
you do know that you do know at this point that the laser could be operational if you tinkered with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So where do we want to go from here?
So we make our way to. We all transport 5 at a time or so, or maybe 2 at a time when it comes to the bears, and make our way down the cart to the ground level. And
okay. It's pretty late at night right now.
Gotcha.
It's probably like you guys got there, when it was dark to begin with, so we'll say it's probably like 2 or 3 in the morning.
All right.
Rest up,
Uh,
get our stuff, and head
No
out.
doubt.
I would like to try and fix this laser once more in the morning after I've slept.
Okay. Then yeah. No, we'll rest up before we head out, I suppose.
do any of you have any damage or anything?
No, because you heal us at the
I
beginning of
healed
the-
us all. Yeah, I thought I had. So, yeah, okay. So it's morning now, and everybody there. Most of the animals haven't really slept all that much because they know that most of their loved ones, or a lot of the loved ones, and a lot of the major players of this community are going off to, possibly, not come back.
Mhm.
So it's very very uneasy time in the animal towers, but they know that this is for the betterment of their community. So yeah,
Then, as we gather at the top of the tower, Zakirin will look over our forces and kind of gather us up at the front, overlooking the sunrise in the direction of the robot invasion. And I'll gesture out that way, and Zakirin will go, raise your hand if you've ever been in the zone. And, I'm guessing
Yeah.
the alphas do.
yeah, oh yeah,
What about the others? Any, half of them?
yeah. I think probably not as much as the bears, but definitely the dogs do.
Mhm.
A few of the apes do. It's definitely a lot less than probably what you probably were expecting.
Right.
But yeah, there's a few. Lemmy definitely raises his hand and realizes that, oh no, he doesn't want to be involved in this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shut up. As for you.
All right.
It
So
is-
I'm going to take 15 rations and 10 water since I don't really carry a lot of stuff with me anyway. I'll be everyone's kind of pack mule.
Holy moly.
Okay.
How many bullets can I have? Good sir.
We've given how many? We gave quite a few to
Yeah.
Zakirin. So Tesla says, how many bullets? Bullets are very short supply, and we need something to keep us safe.
Well, how many do you have? I mean, between us is, well, Zakirin's the one who really needs it, and I've got a assault rifle and a Derringer.
I've all of 5 bullets left after
5
that
bullets?
shot in
Yeah.
the tent.
Maybe you could use the laser.
Hopefully. Does it have a trigger?
I tell you what.
Yeah.
How many bullets do you have in stock here at home base?
We have maybe 20.
Okay. Why don't we give Zakirin 5? You keep the rest, plus you have the flamethrowers on top of that.
I'm glad you can carry so much because that pretty much puts me at just under overweight.
Tesla says, sure, as long as I know that they're going to protect our community and our members that are going out. They are yours.
And I'll take them in. Zakirin, do you want me to hold these until you need them, or?
Give
You
me
want-
enough. Give me one more so that I can have a.
All right, so I will hand him one more so he's got a full thing,
Thank you.
and I will pocket the 4.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll bring the extra weapons, the extra guns. I was gonna say I could leave those, but just in case we need them.
Guns break.
That's right.
What
They do.
what is the general mood amongst our forces?
I think the apes and the bears. I think everybody's pretty nervous about going out. They definitely. They're definitely not. What's the word? What am I looking
Excited?
for? Yeah, they're not excited by any means,
Yeah.
but they know that this could be the last mission that they go on.
Well, as we're doing our final check over and packing up and stuff, I'll turn to Tadpole, and I'll kind of whisper to him. I'll go, I've seen you. You've changed people's minds in the past, Tadpole. Can you muster it in yourself to convince these people that this is something that needs doing?
I keep wanting to do the voice.
Don't worry.
Not any more than they already are.
Oh,
Not right now. There's too many to
Hmm.
influence.
this is going to be difficult to keep together.
Do you want the laser gun, Tadpole?
Does it work now?
Maybe.
Did Hadron stay up all night trying to tinker with this laser gun?
No doubt.
Is he definitely dead tired at this point?
Probably.
Okay.
But yeah.
Give me the roll for that.
Yeah, I did
Okay.
a roll. I'm not gonna push it because it's 2 failures, but there's also 2 successes.
Okay.
I don't know what that gives us, but
Yeah. I think what we'll do is we'll say that the laser gun is operational.
Yay.
But Hadron, you are definitely dead tired from staying up all night fixing this laser gun. You definitely are gonna have to be probably carried or
Condition sleepless?
yeah,
There's a
definitely
condition for that.
Yeah, let's give you the condition of sleepless.
As the laser pistol gets laser, yeah, it's like a laser pistol now, right? Like
It's not like a laser pistol, it's more like a rifle.
like right, it has a
kinda-
stock still, yeah.
Yeah, it's like just like the thing on Johnny 5 from
Yeah.
and that was actually the robot's name, by the way, is Johnny.
Yes.
I was gonna call it Johnny 5 KFC. Is that it had like this big like gun that came over its shoulder and like you basically took off this big massive
Well, as it gets handed over to Tadpole,
Oh, I'm not taking that thing. No.
it's the holy flame.
No, that's the holy explosive. I'm good.
no, it I swear it's safe.
Actually, I don't.
Actually, we're talking about inspiring courage. Hadron, why don't you show them the great power that you've crafted?
Oh.
That's true. Let's see a demonstration.
Okay, so we'll say that this laser rifle has a power of 3.
Nice.
And it has a let's see here. What
Bonus of 3, damage of.
yeah, it's got it's definitely a bonus of 3, damage of 3, but if you ever roll a failure with it, it's going to explode.
A failure, like a gear failure?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nothing bad can happen.
Not when it reaches one condition, just any time you roll a 1 with it.
Anytime.
It's got a huge chance to explode.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So, want me to try
so-
and shoot it?
So basically, I'm giving you very limited opportunities to use this. If you do want to use it, you can.
We should save it for when
Aw.
it's important. What if its battery runs out?
yeah, I guess. Bring on the Volkswagen.
We'll maybe say that maybe one failure doesn't make it explode,
2.
but we'll say that if there's enough failures there, then it probably is not stable at this point.
Okay.
Because it is very it's technology that you've never seen before. What we'll say one, if you have one failure with it, it's not gonna work again.
Ooh.
So should I give it a shot?
Well, let's save it.
Okay.
So yeah. So are you gonna hand it off to somebody, or are you going to for yourself?
No, well, I'm an okay shot. But you're probably better. Either of you. So I don't know.
I'm not taking it.
Yeah.
Kieran, if you would like to, you are our best shot after all.
Yeah, well,
Very,
with bullets, you see. With bullets.
I'm gonna spend my last mutation point. It's the biggest, bestest gun you've ever seen. How could you not?
What I meant to say was, screw bullets. Give me that gun.
It's very special.
I appreciate it. It is the greatest gift I have ever received, Hadron, and you will see a world in flame by the time I'm done with it.
Oh my gosh!
But, so I'll turn back towards our troops and raise the laser gun in the air.
And everybody just cheers.
Awesome.
Yes!
Cheer.
Arrow says, yes! Go! Let's go!
Actually, Errol, you're going to need to carry Hadron. Not too fast.
You want to ride on my back, Hadron? Errol not gonna carry you like a baby.
Yeah.
All right, hop on.
Okay.
And like he has like this like little like kiddie seat that he has, and it's like belted around his stomach, and
an excellent version of Master Blaster.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's got Hadron strapped to his back.
Actually, on second thought, that might be the most dangerous thing I've ever seen. Oh. All right. Let's make our way down.
Let's do it.
You all lowered it yourselves down, and you all get shuttled down to the bottom. You can see everyone cheering you on from the top of the towers, and you make your way out into the zone. Fully armed, fully armied up. Are you going to take the same route that you did when you came across the other robot? Or are you going to take a totally different path this time?
I think we should
leave it up to the stalker.
So I think we should take 1, a new path, and 2, I don't think we should be all grouped together. I think we should be going in like, pairs and stuff and spread out, because I fear a lot of the reason why I wanted some of that the fuel is because a swarm of those zone rats will just eat this army. Just so if we're spread out, at least it'll only get like 2 of us before it closes in on the rest, and the whole mission is destroyed before we have a chance. So without any firepower that can kill a swarm, I would prefer that we just were able to scout it before it got on top of us. And to do that, I want us to be kind of spread out. So I'll inform everyone that that's how I want us to move forward. And I suppose I will throw a find the path.
Okay.
And we'll try and we'll kind of try and divert away from the general way that Melville had taken us previously. That was Melville that was leading then, right?
Yeah, he was, because he's the one that originally saw the robots there in the first time.
Okay, cool. So that is going to be 3 successes. Ooh.
Okay.
Which allows me. Does that allow me to choose 2 of the pushing options on that,
Yeah.
or do I just choose 1 and live with that? Because if I could
You get to
combine
choose.
them.
Yeah, I think you get to choose.
Oh. So yeah, I mean, I would obviously like to pick the one that pretty much says we get to make our way forward unnoticed, because that's readily available. But
Yep.
I would also like, if it's possible, to choose the one where we get to identify any potential enemies throughout this area, so that at least if there's just robots right at our doorstep or something, we're not bypassing them.
Yeah, I'll tell you that you go through the zone unscathed. You do not notice any kind of any robots.
Okay. None of their telltale signs.
Yeah, none of their signs or anything.
All right, that's kind of comforting.
I will say that as you walk through that particular area, an acid rainstorm did slow you down a little bit, but you found cover in time, and you made your way through the zone, and it probably took you a little bit longer than it would have normally had you'd been uninterrupted.
Is this zone much different than the prior ones we had explored our way through to make our way?
This one probably, let's see here. This one was definitely some sort of, it was some sort of field that looks like it was, instead of petrified, everything's kind of turned to glass.
Oh. Yeah, no wonder it took us a little while to make our way through.
Yeah.
And so how long does that take all in all?
It probably takes like a quarter of a day.
Okay. It's still a ways further, so I suppose I'll throw one of those as we continue traveling on. Ooh. Yeah, no, we fail at that.
Okay.
Something's gonna notice us. At least I
no.
get a mutation point.
So you go into this next area, and it's very black, and there's not a whole lot of life going on. Not a whole lot of life in this area.
Just charred.
Yeah, it's all charred. It looks kind of like almost like a desert, only the sand is like black. And there's some like scraggly, plant life, but it's really not. It's black and very weak. It's nothing like really all that hardy.
Well, on a fail on that roll, whatever lives here is going to find us. So might as well get some action in.
Sure.
Unless nothing lives here.
Well, as you go through this, pretty much it's like a big black desert. The sun's just beating down on you, and you kind of just lose your sense of direction.
Oof.
And because it just goes for miles, you just see nothing but blackness and heat. And of course, since the sun's beating down on you, that black sand and pretty much the dead earth just radiates heat, and it's just sapping your strength and your pretty much. You are going to be, in order to stay hydrated, you're definitely going to have to double up on your water consumption.
Ugh. How many days did it take us to get there last time?
It took you 2 days. Yeah, 2 days. I think is probably what it took you last time. As you're walking through this desert, you can see some of the dog scouts start to fade. Like, you can definitely tell that they are not surviving this zone all that well. And Melville stops and says, "Do you know where we are? How much longer are we going to endure this? You can see my fellow dogs are not able to survive these conditions. They're just panting like."
I assume at this point, because they had to double up on their water, that they're out of water.
Yeah, they're definitely
So I will. There's 3 dogs. All right, I'll give them 3 full waters to keep going.
Okay. So they definitely appreciate that. And Melville says, "We need to get out of this sun if we're going to survive."
All right. This is part of the hardship of this journey, but I didn't want
Come on, guys, we can do it.
And know the zone. That sounds about right.
Do it.
Looking better. Yeah, I'm not even gonna push that. 2 successes. Know the zone. Let me
Okay. Yeah, you find this little, like, kind of oasis, this little pool of water.
Nice.
That and definitely it looks like some sort of tree, like a palm tree almost, but it's all black and kind of, but it does provide some shade. The water doesn't look great.
Looks rotted.
Yeah, it looks like definitely if you want to drink it, it's probably not going to be.
Yeah, I'll warn them.
Yeah.
And I'll ponder.
Let everyone sit in the shade for a little while and rest.
Mm-hmm. What
Especially our dog friends.
Yeah, I'll be taking extra care of the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They all are underneath that tree, just kind of drinking their water and trying to, like, cool off as much as they can, but you can definitely tell
I'm
they're
assuming
panting.
Nelson is loving this right now.
Yeah.
Nelson definitely is he doesn't seem to be as hindered by the heat and the conditions as everybody else. So he's just kind of just standing. He's being very, very quiet. He's not like Lemmy at all.
So I'll make the I'll approach Nelson. Are you doing all right? Can I get you anything?
Nelson looks up at you and just kind of says, "I'm doing fine. Thank you for your concern."
Okay. Let me know if you need anything.
I will. Thank you.
Okay. I want to definitely check on the bears and the apes.
The bears and the apes are definitely they're not in the best condition, but they're definitely not as dehydrated and in as bad shape as the dogs. That's for sure.
Okay. I'm hoping that resting here for a little while will give them that little extra boost to get out of this zone area.
So this is like it's kind of midday at this point. It's probably on the probably like 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's up to you as to what you want to do at this point with in this.
You could have us throw an endure just to all force our way through, essentially, right?
Yeah, I could if you wanted
as
to.
a strength. Yeah, I mean, it's more interesting than me just throwing another find the path and choosing from some
Yeah,
options.
why don't you
trudge our
all?
way? Yeah.
Yeah, give me some sort of endure roll and.
You want all of us to give an endure roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Snake eyes. So definitely,
Definitely two failures on that one.
I could push that, right? Or can I not push those failures?
If you roll them the first time, it's not failures. So it's only when you push that they become failures. So.
Right.
Yeah, so I am gonna push them because I don't want to snake eyes. Okay, one success is better than nothing.
All right. I didn't get any successes. I did push, but I didn't get any failures, but no successes.
Okay.
I pushed and only got one failure.
Success.
Okay, so Hadron, you got one success. Okay. So Hadron is still sleeping behind behind Errol in his little child seat that Errol's got strapped to him. But all the rest of you have consumed all the water that you've had.
Oh no.
We
Okay.
used all of the water.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right.
Ooh, yeah, that's it for that. Then.
Because of either just trying to share it with everybody, and just trying to keep yourselves.
It's one of those stressful things. That happen.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard trip back. By the end of this feat of endurance, can we see the?
Yeah, you can definitely see that there's a mountain range, distance away from you, and beyond that mountain range, you see smoke.
I'm excited about smoke.
What's that?
So I'm excited about smoke. That's always positive.
And, there's a lot of smoke coming up from behind the mountains.
So I'll be leading the way, limping along, coughing up black dust. I'll go, I told you, we just had to keep going forward.
So yeah, so you guys make it through this black desert
Whew.
that
That was rough.
Yeah.
All right, shake it off, boys. We got this.
Glad I had it right.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, the zone rats would have been worse.
Uh-huh.
So you guys get to the next kind of the mountain. You can definitely tell that it's it's wooded. It's kind of overgrown. It's going to take a little while to kind of cut through to get to the other side of where the smoke is coming from. But you definitely know that smoke is probably the place that you need to get to.
No, you said it's overgrown, right?
Yeah.
Lots of vines.
Yeah, just a really thick brush and vines and yeah.
We might be able to get some water out of those vines, guys. Refresh everybody before moving on.
Or they could be full of acid.
Well, let's check them first before anyone drinks from them.
Probably a good idea.
I mean, I know that we're gonna be thirsty, but let's keep our wits about us.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, if someone has a wits to throw, give it a go. Maybe we can get some water. Know the zone?
Go for it. Go. Yeah.
I'm throwing all my dice for today.
So Hadron's going to get down and examine these vines.
Would wits scout or comprehend
You tell me, whichever one you think would probably apply. To get down, Arrow's going to it's got one of those safety latches strapped in front of his stomach. He's just going to let that go, and you're just going to fall off of his back because he's just kind of clueless as to, you know.
That needs to be the thumbnail. Errol, like with him strapped to the back.
Yeah.
And yeah, you go tumbling. You fall from, not from bareback height down. Well, not bareback. I don't know what it is. That's probably not the right term for that. From the bear's back down onto the ground. Arrow, sorry.
That's okay. Just kind of it hurts a little bit.
Arrow, help you up.
No, I don't need to get back up. I gotta look at this, see if we can get water. So I rolled on that. I've got wits of 5 and a comprehend of 1. We found 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to take these vines and kind of wring them out, and you're able to. It's not a whole lot of water, but you can probably get a few rations of water out of them.
Okay. And does Hadron still have his water rations since he was like passed out? Not.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hadron was definitely sleeping on his.
So I'll show Peyton how to get water out of it. You're good with rations and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't drink this all in one place.
Yeah. Oh, we've got quite the army to wet their whistle after going through that. So
why don't we roll a d6 for how much water we managed to collect?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, that sounds fine. I like that.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
2.
2. That's tough choices will be made.
Yeah. Hey, that's fine. We got to do what we got to do to survive, guys. Some water is better than no water.
Hadron will pass a water ration to Zakarian that he's just kind of got stashed. Here, you might get thirsty.
I will, but I don't want to think about it. Let's keep moving.
So as you guys are moving through this dense underbrush, up above you, you see a large swarm of those air jellies just flying up in the air, just moving past you.
Okay.
Moving past us?
Yeah, they're not even.
We're low enough in the brush to.
In the brush, they're not even paying you any attention.
Ugh.
Probably, if we just stay low, guys, and just keep moving steadily, they probably won't even know we're here.
Those things get a hand on our weapons now.
Exactly.
This is all over.
Would those be? He looks at Tapo looks at Hadron. Would those be attracted to machine people?
I don't know. Would they?
I don't. You're the one who knows about machines and robots.
Oh, right. I mean, I didn't know what a robot was a week ago. But sure, maybe.
They do like metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we could take a lesson from the last time we had to deal with them. So.
I fondly remember that double-barreled shotgun.
So
It was a beautiful relic.
So as you all are, making your way up this mountain, you see this large stream. It's kind of like the way it looks like behind Will right there. You're making there's kind of like this little like indentation in the mountain range, and flowing in between the indentation is this large stream that you could probably would make your way a little bit easier if you went down towards it, or you could just keep going up over the mountain.
What do you guys think?
Well, you're the stalker. I was going to ask you, my friend. You've
said-
traversed some crazy
Ugh.
terrains.
My senses seem to have abandoned me today.
Well, how is the water looking?
Oh, it's
Bad.
the water
Nasty?
is it's not good.
Okay. Either way, we ain't drinking that.
Oh, no, I don't know if we even want to wade through it.
Yeah, that could be bad. So
Don't want to end up like your son. That's pretty much my motto, day in and day out. So,
but if we do take the mountain, we'll be able to see what lies ahead, possibly.
yeah.
So we could get better advantage. Whereas if we keep following this and this traverse, we could get trapped in here. You
I
know what I'm
agree.
saying? I think. I mean, it's all of us as a team. So what do you guys think?
When you say mountain, do you mean like literal mountain? Are we talking like a hill? Are we talking?
It's not. It's probably like. It's a bigger than a hill. It's probably a literal mountain. Like it's gonna take you most of the rest of the day. You'll probably have to camp out at night
Mhm.
and then part of the next day to get to the top of it. But once you get to the top of it, you more than likely will be able to see what's causing that smoke.
I like that idea.
Whereas if you take the stream road, you probably won't have to travel you'll probably be able to get to the other side of that, but you won't be able to see. You'll get to it faster, but you won't be able to see what it is ahead of time.
Ugh. Of course, we've hardly the water to waste any time.
Perhaps you should focus on finding us water first, and then path second.
Yes. Yes, I could try. One more go. Not there. Eh. Yes, actually. Yeah.
You did get a success on that one.
Two
Get two successes?
Yeah, I'll so one success means we're not found, and two means I can push to find a source of water, which may very well just be more of those vines.
Yeah, we'll say it's just more of those vines. There's quite a few of those around this area, and give me a D6 roll and tell me how many waters you. Five. Okay,
Yeah, so that's not bad.
You actually find a whole bunch of them, and
Nice.
you get everybody to kind of gather them together, and you have a vine
Squeezing party.
vine
Yeah,
squeezing
right.
party all together.
Yeah.
You all squeezing vines, I guess. And you get five. You get five rations of water.
I suppose Hadron was kind enough to give me one. Tadpole, how are you doing, Tadpole? I know you have the dog too.
We're running low on water because he said we used all of our water. So
Yeah, no, I'd
we
say
need water.
you guys, you take one. Peyton, you had a ton of water a second ago.
I've got two from the last vines that we squeezed.
Yeah, I suppose that'll have to do. So the other 4 will go to those who need it most.
Exactly.
Okay.
Pass it around. I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's so are you taking the mountain? You're using the mountain. Okay.
I suppose that's an option now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's much later in the night.
Mhm.
It's starting to turn dark. It's up to you guys if you want to keep pushing forward or if you want to camp and rest up.
I think it would be beneficial to the entirety of the group to rest and set up a quick camp, get a couple hours of sleep, whatever. You know, I'll gladly pass around a ration of water. Everyone should eat to get their energy up to make it over the peak.
Okay. Yeah. You spend the night on the mountain, and nothing really kind of bothers you.
Is it
As
a decently bright night? Is like the moon out or anything, or
um
dark?
no, we'll say it's pretty dark. You can definitely tell that the smoke is still kind of filling up the night sky.
Mhm.
Whatever little bit of moon that was out shining is kind of clouded by that smoke. But yeah, it's actually kind of eerily quiet. Like it shouldn't be this quiet.
No insect noises or anything.
Nothing.
Well, as long as the night goes by peacefully, when the sun rises, I would like to spend a mutation point to fly up into the air and look around the immediate area,
Uh-huh.
beyond the stream, and at least a further vantage on the mountains and stuff. Is the path actually traversable? That kind of
Okay.
stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys wake up the next day. You all have consumed one ration of food as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Zakirin, you're flying up and you're seeing. You want to see over the mountain range, or you want to see?
I suppose, yeah. I'd like to. Yeah, I'll take a look at the smoke and stuff. I'll try and see what's going on over in that direction, as high as I can go.
Okay. You go fairly high.
Mhm.
You see that up over the other side of the mountain is still some more, still pretty heavily. You've got a lot of heavy brush and a lot of growth to kind of navigate through.
Sure.
You do see over on the other side of where the smoke is coming from, the earth has been scorched, and you see this. Let me see here if I can bring this up here. That's not. You are going to see this. Looks like a giant metal wheel in the ground. And you also see some movement down by the base of it. Of course, you don't see it quite this close. You see it from quite a ways away, and you see some various movement down at the base of the wheel.
Okay. So when I land, kind of wide-eyed, I'll address the war party, and I'll go beyond the mountain, more forests and scorched land like we've seen, and then their fortress, and then our battle.
And at that point, we're going to call it an episode.
Oh, of course. All that stressful travel.
Yeah, right. The resources are becoming. It's more difficult when you got a whole army.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're going to try to see what happens when you face this giant wheel in the ground.
The wheel of
Maybe.
fortune, one would say.
Yes, yeah, maybe it is just a giant wheel of fortune.
Nelson is gonna go. This is gonna be a spiritual experience for him.
Yeah. So, if, like I said, if you're watching this and you've watched all this way, thank you so much. If you were listening to this on the podcast, thank you as well. Please give it a like down below. Subscribe to wherever wherever format we've got this episode on. I really appreciate it. We just love to grow and succeed on all the platforms that we're on. So I appreciate everybody that has subscribed and that does watch our content. And yeah, I really enjoy this group of folks that have come on and done Mutant Year Zero. We'll see what next week's episode entails, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be intense. So I hope you guys are ready.
Oh,
all right.
No, I'm not.
Get that laser rifle raring to go.
Yeah. ready and raring to go.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'm going to be
All right,
doing a lot
folks.
of sneaking.
This has been Victory Condition Gaming, because winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you next time. Thanks.